Alright guys, Gemini, back with another video. And oftentimes, well, first off, before we get to that, thank you for all your stories yesterday on the bullying and all that stuff. It meant a lot to me to hear that I wasn't the only one that was messed with in high school. But anyways, moving on from that, what I wanted to talk about today, the most common question that I get on my Facebook, my Twitter, and here on YouTube is, Gem, do you have any DVD recommendations, and how do I start a WWE DVD collection? So what I'm going to do in this video is, honestly, I'm going to give you the best tips I can to start a WWE DVD collection. The best tips that I can. If you really want to do this, you need to know some things ahead of time. Buying professional wrestling DVDs can be a very expensive hobby. So that's the one thing that you need to be prepared ahead of time for. Is it could cost you a damn lot of money if you're really serious about building your collection. It could be also very time consuming, constantly having to keep up with what's coming out and keep up with what's already come out. But if you're like me and like a lot of the guys on here and you spend a lot of time on the net anyways, it really doesn't affect you too much as far as time goes. So there is some time constraints, and also there is some price constraints involved with the DVD collection before we get started. Now, the biggest tip I can give you on starting a new DVD collection is, do not, and I repeat, do not try to buy every WWE DVD in the same day. You will go broke over this stuff if you don't spread it around. You have to spread your purchases around. My advice, don't try to buy 30 DVDs a week. Do it slowly over time. Do it 2 a week, 1 a week. If you do 1 a week, that's 4 new DVDs a month, and it adds up quick. But the last thing you want to do is blow all your finances, blow all your financial resources over WWE DVDs. Buy the important stuff first. Okay, the second tip I could give you guys is, if you're planning on actually buying the old WWE DVDs, whether you buy it on eBay, Amazon, BestBuy.com, Walmart.com, if you plan on buying the old DVDs, plan on spending some money, because they don't come cheap. If you're really serious about it, some of these DVDs you're going to have to save your money for. Now, my advice on starting a DVD collection, if you don't have, say, Judgment Day 2002, just watch it on the network. Because they're selling that thing for upwards of $100 on Amazon. That's a lot of money, for, say, you're in high school, you're 15, 16 years old. That's a lot of money for one DVD. It's $100. Watch it on the network first. See if you like it. See if you enjoy Judgment Day 2002. Then save your money and then buy it. Just make sure you like it first. Like me, I have Judgment Day 2002. I spent the $100 on it, and I barely watched that show. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. It's not my favorite show. I have 100 shows that I like more than Judgment Day 2002. But I wanted it for the collection, so I shelled out the $100. My advice, if you're a young man and you're starting a WWE DVD collection, preview the show first on the WWE Network to see if you like it. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. You don't have to have every DVD to be the supreme collector. Remember, You don't buy pro wrestling DVDs for a competition. You buy them for yourself. You buy them because it's your hobby. You buy them because it's what you enjoy doing. Now, those are some tips. Don't buy them all at once. Use your resources like WrestlingDVDnews.com. I locked my cat in the bathroom because he's throwing up and he's being an idiot. Poor cat. He's getting old. Hold on. Let me let the cat out of the bathroom and then we'll get back to this. Don't go anywhere. Don't click the video off yet. I got more stuff for you guys. Yeah. My cat just completely threw me off. I put him in the bathroom because the bathroom has tile. And I don't want him to throw up on the carpet because then I got to call the carpet cleaner and it's expensive. So I put him in the bathroom where he throws up on the tile. He's sick. He's old. He's having some issues. He made me completely lose my train of thought of what I was doing. Use WrestlingDVDnews.com for your resources. They have every DVD available that's ever come out. Use that to know where you're at. My advice too, if you're 16 years old or 17 years old, and you say your parents give you $300 or $400 for Christmas money, take your girlfriend out for dinner, buy her flowers, buy her a present, spend your $45, $50, do all that stuff with your girlfriend first, put gas in your car, go buy some fast food with your buddies, and then what's left, then buy pro wrestling DVDs. Don't drop the whole $300 or $400 on pro wrestling DVDs. Go do the important stuff first, and then come back to it. Recommendations. Start with the WrestleManias. Start with, say your favorite wrestler is, say, Dolph Ziggler. Try to think about a year where Dolph Ziggler was really popular in the WWE, and then buy the DVDs from that year where Dolph Ziggler's going to have a lot of matches. Like Ziggler was on a big push in 2012, 2013. So buy those DVDs where Ziggler's going to have a lot of matches. Because say if you buy 19, or say if you buy 2001, Dolph Ziggler's not going to be on those. So you might be disappointed if he's your favorite wrestler. So you got to be smart about this. Type in what year was, if your favorite wrestler is Cody Rhodes. Type in what year Cody Rhodes was big in wrestling. Like say 2009 would be a good year for Cody Rhodes with Legacy. That would be my advice if you have a favorite wrestler, a can't miss wrestler, and you need to see his match. Like Cody Rhodes would be real big in 2009 with Legacy. A lot of pay-per-views with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, a lot of airtime, stuff like that. So my recommendations: find out what year your wrestler was really big, and buy that DVD from that year if you know he's going to be on it. Like for instance, if say you started watching wrestling in 2011, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a new fan. Everyone's a new fan at one time. Say you started watching 2011. My advice would be to buy the DVDs from 2011 on. 2012, 2013, 2014. If you buy, say, VHS tapes from 1991, 92, it was a completely different time in wrestling. You might not enjoy the style of wrestling back then, the wrestlers back then. You might look at it and you might think, this is so lame. Why don't they do what they're doing today? Where's John Cena? Why isn't Brock Lesnar on here? 91, 92 was a completely different time in wrestling. So my recommendation, do some research. Do some research on what DVD your favorite wrestler is going to be on, because you'll enjoy it a whole lot more. Another recommendation for you guys, buy the docs. The docs are very enjoyable. The docs are a much easier watch than, say, Battleground 2013. And if you have the WWE Network, you can watch a lot of docs on there. So that's gonna be some tips and some recommendations on. I can't tell you recommendations to watch. I can't do it. I can't say, oh, dude, you need to get Judgment Day 2008. Wow, that was the greatest pay-per-view ever. Start with Judgment Day 2008. Start with the big ones. Start with the shows you know are guaranteed good. Start with WrestleMania. Start with DVDs with that it's going to have your favorite wrestler on. Like if you're a Sheamus fan, start with this one. Start with Easy, Sheamus. If you're a beginning DVD collector, start with something like this. You can pick this up on Amazon for anywhere between $5 and $10, and it's perfect because you had $5 or $10, and you bought something easy, an easy watch. Doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't take a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of resources, and if you like it, start with set a goal. And your goal is to start. I'm going to collect every one of the Superstar collections. Okay, I'm going to collect Rey Mysterio, Zack Ryder, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus. I know I can't buy them all today, but I'm going to start with, these 7. And that's how you build a collection, to be honest with you. You start with something like this. And then, as you go along, it gets more complicated. DVDs right now are dirt cheap at Walmart. DVDs are as cheap as they ever got. So right now, if you're beginning a collection, it's a great time to do it because they're not as expensive as they were. These DVDs at one time were probably like $14 or $15, but right now you can get them probably like $5-10. But start with 7 of the same, and then it'll spiral. It'll get big over time. It's not going to happen overnight. Put some thought into it. And if you enjoy it, keep doing it. But if it's draining your finances, just watch the network for free. So that way you're not blowing all your money and your girlfriend's breaking up with you because you can't take her to dinner. Because when you're 16 to 17, I remember that. It was a while ago. But when I was 16 and 17, I wanted to go do things with my friends and my girlfriends and not spend all my money on pro wrestling DVDs. I got into pro wrestling DVDs, buying them all when I got older and I had a good job and I had money and I was able to do so. So if this information has been useful at all to you, just thumbs up the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't blow all your money. Don't try to get them all in one day. Build it slow over time would be the best advice. Recommendation, start with your favorite wrestler, start with a few docs here and there, and next thing you know, you'll have a big collection. So that's kind of where you start building a pro wrestling collection. Do not buy your first DVD for $200 or $300. You'll blow all your resources and only have one DVD to show for it. One thing to watch. You'll get bored of it quick and you won't have any more money to buy any more. Start with the cheap ones, work your way up. Gemini, I hope this information was useful to you. Peace. One last tip. Do not buy your DVDs for someone else because you're in a competition and you want to have the most DVDs. Do it for yourself because you enjoy it and it makes you feel good. Don't do it because your friend bought that DVD and you think that you need it. You do it for yourself. You do it for a hobby. You do it because you actually want to watch it. Don't buy a DVD that you actually don't want to watch. Thank you, Gemini.